Today I am going to be going over how to run a reverse string problem in Python. And you might see this in some of your interviewing questions. I found this from the Daily Byte and I've seen this plenty of times before. So let's get started. I pasted in the instructions, which are given a string, reverse all of its characters and return the resulting string. And then it gives you some examples. So I'm going to do this in Python, and first let's start out by writing a function. Let's call it reverse string, and we'll have an input of some string here. Okay, and then the next thing we'll do is I would say I'm going to make a new string. This is the new string that I want to return. And then I'm going to make a pointer for each item in the list or in the string. So the pointer will start it at the end, and so that means that we'll want the length of the string. So that would be the length of some string, and that's where the pointer is. So it's going to start at the end, and we'll probably say -1, I think, because we need it to be the length -1, since length will go the actual length, and the pointer will start at 0. So we'll do that. And then we want to loop through. So we'll use a while loop. So we'll say while the pointer is greater than 0, we want the new string to, let's see, we want to add to the new string. So we'll say pointer. And so here's what we're doing is we're taking what's the new string, and we're saying whatever was there before, add. Oh wait, it should be plus equals actually. We're gonna add the item that is in this pointer spot. And then we're gonna deduct from the pointer so that we aren't in an endless loop. So we'll say -=1. And then what we'll do at the very end is return new string. And what I always like to do, I think this is right, but let's see. I always like to print it out. And then at the end, we'll talk about how to do some tests. So we'll say reverse string, and then what do we want the string to be? Let's say cat. Well, let's actually do it. We'll just do cat like it says in there. So it should return TAC as one of the options, and we'll run this. Does it run? No. Okay, so I think something's wrong up here. So this should be probably greater than or equal to 0. Does that work? There we go. Okay, so we've got that working. So let's try some additional test cases. So we'll actually write some tests. We'll say assert, reverse string, cat. It should equal TAC. And then we'll say should equal TAC. And then another one we can say is assert, reverse. Let's just copy this whole thing. And we want this Daily Byte. I'm going to copy that and paste it in here. So it's always good to write these test cases to make sure that you're not missing anything. And it looks good in your interviews as well to show that you know how to write test cases. So normally I write in Java, but I always like to write in some new languages, so let's see. Okay, why is this? Oh, it doesn't like the quotation marks here. Let's see. Why doesn't it like that? Must be separated by a new line. Okay. Something's not working there. Okay, what's going on? I don't know. What doesn't it like? Oh, it doesn't like this quotation mark. Okay, there we go. So sometimes you just gotta finagle with it a little bit. Should be, let's see. Copy that, paste it in here, and then we'll do, oops, I made one extra quote. A third one, which is the civic And then I'll show you another way that we can actually do this, which is going to be much shorter, and it's specific to Python. Civic, and then this one should be civic, so that's a palindrome, which is pretty cool. Okay, and then let's run that and make sure everything runs. So there we go. So that runs exactly as we expect. So let's try a second method up here. We'll call it reverse string 2, and we're gonna have some string in here as well. But instead of going through all of this, making a new object and all that, let's just return a list iteration or string iteration. So we'll say some string, and then we'll do ::, -1. So that's basically saying like reverse the string, start from the beginning, and don't skip anything. And that will give us the same answer. So let's copy all of these tests, paste that in, and we'll say reverse string 2. And then this should all, why doesn't it like that? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay. There we go. So that should be empty. Perfect. Okay, and you can actually see that this is working because let's say I say not equal to civic, then I'll run that and we'll get an assertion error. And it's a little bit below my face. Let's move this. There we go. So that's right, and that's exactly what we expect. So there you go. So there is how you run a reverse string problem. Hopefully this was helpful, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions.